Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And I went through my book. I put it away. I'll put a picture of it right here for you. I have this fabulous book, best thing ever, if you're into red lines. And I was going through it looking to see what I wanted to build next. And it hit me that there was a casting. I was on this kick where I was doing race cars, and it hit me that I hadn't done a Lotus Turbine. And I knew I had one, and I knew I had to do it. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get to work. All right, so let's get to work on this Lotus Turbine of the Grand Prix series. I think it's the last casting of that series I have yet to do, so got to get this one done. You know, I got to scratch that compulsive OCD itch, you know? So we'll do all the normal stuff. We're going to drill this apart using Vix Bits and shielded drilling. And then we can see what's here. There's not going to be a lot, but, you know, we can get a good look and see what's going on and maybe figure out anything that we might have to do. I can already tell this is going to be really short. Oh, my goodness. It may be that I have to glue that. That's how short it's going to be. We'll see. You know me. Not going to just do that. I'm going to fight with it. Let's see what we can do. So once the casting is apart, we will go ahead and prep and drill into the post. And yes, the front post is really short, but I think we can make it work. We're just going to have to exercise a little caution so that we don't drill through the hood. Now, if we do drill through the hood, it's easy to fill it and fix it, but it's not ideal. It's certainly not what we want to do. So we're just going to be careful and try not to make that mistake. Now, because that front post is really short, I was really careful with my drilling, and I made sure I did some testing. And so I just took like a dental pick and I probed the hole to make sure I felt like I was as far as I could go without going through the hood of the car. Once that's done, a little drop of oil and break out my little tap handle from Bright Vision, and I can get these posts tapped out so to take a screw and I can put the car back together later. All right, with the casting all ready to go, I've thrown a couple screws in the post just to make sure they stay clean and undamaged. And also just to make sure that everything fits, we're now ready for warm liquid goo or the stripper. In a testament to the strength of Strip, look what it's doing just from the fumes to the seal for the lid. Just ate it right up. Might be time to replace that. There we go. In you go. Yeah, see, it doesn't seal good anymore because the seal's broken. Well, the seal's dissolved. All right. Okay. Now, I've been really busy. This casting sat in this stripper for like a week. But I'm finally back to work on it. I've got it out. I've got it all washed off, and I'm taking a look at it. And it's not the best looking casting. There's not like a lot of dents and dings in there. It's just got a lot of toning and stuff like that. And it's going to need some cleaning up. Will it need zinc plating? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to have to put a little more effort into the polishing process than I normally do. So I always like to hit the castings up with the brass bristle brush to unify the surface and to kind of give me a heads up of what I have to work with. This kind of takes away any light surface issues, so I really know what's there. So I do that, and then once I'm done, I can see that I still have a lot of toning in spots. So I'm doing something new here. And I'm chucking up a really light, like a Scotch-Brite abrasive pad. It's a really soft one. And I'm chucking it up into my rotary tool, and I'm running it all over the casting to kind of get rid of some of that toning and shine things up. Of course, this went through the treatment with the Flitz, the lime calcium rust Flitz, and that does a little bit of good, but this little Scotch-Brite pad really is making a difference, and it's going to make it easier for me when I switch over and actually use a polishing wheel and the Flitz polish. So that was something new, and I think I like it, but, you know, let's see how this one comes out first. All right, so now I've chucked up the polishing wheel, I've got the Flitz, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this in chunks so I can really get a good hold of the casting and I can really work on certain areas. So right now I'm just going to do one end of the car. So I put on more than usual in terms of the amount of Flitz so that I can really go over this well. And my goal here is to get this smooth and shiny and bright, so to really take advantage of the SpectraFlame paint. I'm putting a lot more effort into this one than I normally do, and we'll see if it pays off. So I've told you this before, and I'll tell you again, whether you're polishing or using the buffing wheel or that Scotch-Brite wheel, whatever you're doing with the rotary tool, you need to make sure you're coming at the project from many different directions. Otherwise, you're going to have like grooves and seams and detail lines and all that aren't getting hit by the wheel that you're using. So, first I go one direction, then I go the other direction, then I kind of angle the brush, and, I just kind of work things around to make sure I get all of the surfaces, and they all get the same amount of love. All right, so after the Flitz polish and the rotary tool, I'm just using a soft cloth to give this a final buffing, and it's looking spectacular. Man, this little bit of extra work that I put into this is really paying off. Now, I don't know if it would do that with every casting, but it certainly is giving me good enough results that I'm going to do the same thing in the next several castings so I can really evaluate it. But man, this thing is just shining like a new penny. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm looking at my glass piece, and it's fine. I could fix it up. It's got a little crack in it, but a little sanding, a little gauzy, and I could probably make it work out. I did look for replacement online, but I didn't see anything. So I was sure I had a windshield for this. So I'm going to turn it and go to my little drawer of glass parts, and I'm going to go through it because I feel in my soul like I should have one of these glass pieces. If not, then I'll make the piece that I have work. And this first piece is not it. I was tricked. I thought maybe I had it, but no. So I got to keep on digging, and lo and behold, I think I've got it. I think I have a brand new piece of glass for this. That is fabulous because it's going to save me a lot of work. I'll save the old glass for future projects if I ever need it. But yeah, so I'm super happy. And, if you get a chance to buy glass, buy glass. Okay, so I'm over at the paint booth, and I got to tell you that, first of all, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I think the original casting was kind of more like a teal, but I'm going blue just because I think it's going to look really sharp on this casting. So I am going to do that. But then I want to point out something interesting for you. I recently did an unboxing and a first look at a new airbrush by Galeri, the GHAD 39, and I'm going to use it here today for its maiden voyage. This is going to be painted with the G39 from Galeri. They sent that to me to try out. I did an unboxing and a first look, and now we can actually see how this little devil is going to paint. Right now, it feels great. Okay, no issues. It right out of the box connected up because it had everything I needed there. So we'll just have to see. Anyhow, so we're just putting the Spectraflame paint in. I put a little hardener in it, mixed it up really good, and now we can go ahead and start to paint our casting, and we'll see how this airbrush is doing. Okay, I'm getting great results. The paint is flowing really, really nicely, very smooth, a lot of range in the trigger. So what I mean by that is that I can get really fine line with this. I did a little test on the mat in the air booth, and I can get a really, really, really fine line with this, but I can also lay the paint down pretty heavy if I choose to. And right now, the only complaint I would make is that the trigger spring is stiffer than I'm used to, and frankly, my finger starts to get a little bit tired. I think that will loosen up over time. It shouldn't be a real factor, but I did want to let you know about that. Also, I need to apologize about these little bloopity bloops here in the camera. I don't know why they're doing it. I must have a jiggly connection somewhere, so hopefully I'll get that fixed. But for the time being, you're just going to have to deal with it. Anyhow, so here we are painting the blue onto the casting using the Galeri GHAD 39. Oh, it's decal time. That's what I need to do. I need to make a little theme song, a little decal time theme song. So maybe you'll see that in the near future. But it is decal time, and I had a couple sets of decals from different vendors, and I gotta be honest, the Second Chance Redline decals are head and shoulders better than what most everybody else is making. These things are fantastic. The whites are really opaque. I love their decals. They're absolutely better than what I can print with my iColor printer. That being said, having the iColor printer is still a fabulous thing because I can make anything I want. But the saturation of Second Chance Redline's decals and everything, and the sizing and just everything about them is top notch. And any chance I get to use their decals rather than having to make my own, that's the route I'm going to choose to go. And man, these are going to look fantastic. They even provide some extras, some stuff more than what you would have gotten on the sticker sheet that came with this casting. And I'm going to use a lot of them based off of what the real car looked like. Now, the real car was like an orange, and I should have painted this like either a opaque orange, kind of like competition orange, or Spectraflame orange. I didn't. I'm not regretting the blue because it's so beautiful, but it would have been kind of neat to have it look a little bit more like the original car. As it is, it's going to be blue, but I'm going to put a lot of the decals on the way they would have been found on the original race car. All right, so it's critical that before you seal your decals in with clear coat, that you make sure everything is thoroughly dry, okay? So I did that. Not only did I give it plenty of time, I also put it on the heat lamp for about a half an hour before I went ahead and applied clear coat. But once that's done, I go ahead and just apply the clear coat and seal those decals in, and it gives everything this beautiful, uniform, glossy finish, and it's just, I love it. So that's what I'm doing. First tack coats, then medium coats, then wet coats. I go pretty fast here. Not a lot of time in between because I've had problems with that before, and I'm not going to have that again. So yeah, I'm moving pretty quickly in between coats, but it really pays off. So this is absolutely my favorite part. And look, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything about this hobby. I know what I know, and I try to share it with you, but that's as far as it goes. I have ups and downs, good builds, bad builds, everything in between. And I love to show you when I screw the pooch, because it lets you understand that, you know, mistakes happen and it's okay. And frankly, I think you learn more from mistakes than you do from successes. But every so often, a car comes out like this. And this is just stinking beautiful. And it's my favorite part of the builds. I feel like I'm looking at a jewel or a gem or something like that. The paint is so spectacular. It's got this amazing gloss to it, and you can, in the light, you can see the polished metal, and this blue paint is just amazing. This looks great. And I gotta be honest, I didn't really like this casting until now. It just looks so good. It really does. It looks amazing. And frankly, I can't wait to put it together. So let's get to it. All right. So the base is done. It's shiny. It looks fantastic, but I haven't put new wheels on it. This is a cap style casting, meaning the wheel pops off of a backing. You throw it away, you take a new cap style wheel, and it just snaps on, and lo and behold, you've got brand new wheels on this thing. So it's really easy. It's going to take some large ones in the back, some medium ones in the front, and yes, true to my nature, I'm going to use deep dish chrome wheels, and this should look amazing. All right, so the body looks amazing. The base looks amazing. I've popped on some new wheels. Everything looks fantastic. I'm super happy with it. It's now time to get this casting together. So let's go ahead and do that. So I started by taking the screws out of the body and placing them down so I could get back to them. And then I'm just kind of putting the glass onto the interior section the way it was originally. And it fits perfectly. It's going to be great. And then I just kind of have to manipulate it into the body. It doesn't really go in super well. It's kind of fidgety, and you got to kind of figure out how to get it in there. But I just kept working at it, and I finally got it to pop into where it belongs. And once I've got that in and nice and secure, I can go ahead and bring the base into play. So I'll go ahead and get the base positioned. Like I said, it's got a beautiful polish. It's protected with the Renaissance wax. And now I can go ahead and get the screws and then just screw this casting together. And then we can call this car done and we can take a look and see what we have. What a beauty. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Absolutely. All right, there it is, my Lotus. And oh my gosh, I may not have loved it before, but I sure do now. That is absolutely one of my all-time favorite restorations. It is gorgeous. This blue on here and just every detail about this thing is spectacular. I love this casting, and I hope you love the video. If you did, please give it a giant thumbs up, click subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss one of my Diecast videos. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Plus, what do you think of this casting? Where did it land in the castings as far as the Indy cars go? Because it never really worked for me until today. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I hope the rest of your day is amazing and filled with unexpected new loves. Until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions saying, be good.